So we have to get it right, and I'll be very quick here because I want to show you two little things. Go ahead. We've got lots of people suffering problems, no resolution, nothing ever gets solved. They're ignored, nothing happens. What happens after a certain point of fussing, they're billeted by the company off-site, sometimes for 6 months or more. And this is at the expense of the company. And sometimes they're forced to leave their houses. Some quietly leave and don't tell anybody. Some get bought out by the company. Some get legal counsel, and like others, are gagged and can't speak. I'm also finding that there's something called social justice, and these people that have been gagged and have had to leave their houses and had no choice are still grieving and suffering terrible. And I think we're going to have to do some long-term surveillance to monitor that, not only for the physical effects of someone living several years under adverse conditions, but that they were forced and are very unhappy and grieving about it. We see this where government policy has made mistakes in the past, and decades later people come forward and say they want something resolved. Okay? So here's a family. This is a cluster of 38 turbines with 5 families. And I show this slide, I have permission, because it crosses all the demographics of people. We have a very elderly woman in her 70s who's suffering problems on the far left. We have a child that cannot be near wind turbines and has been ordered to stay away from them by her, and her mother, who's pregnant, who also has almost lost the baby and can't be near wind turbines. They've been boarded in a little tiny one-room motel since April. And the woman's going to be delivering shortly, and we don't know how that baby will be. So here we've got kids, pregnancy, we've got middle-aged people, and we have elderly people. So it crosses the whole spectrum of a community. These 38 turbines have affected, in rural Ontario, this group of families. And one woman was billeted for 6 months in town. She can't live with the turbines, so her husband has given up and bought a house in town for her. And they've just left the house abandoned there. So this is real. Keep going. Another case study. This is my friends. Healthy. Got right away sleep deprivation, a lot of ringing in the ears. They experienced this terrible vibration when people went in their houses. It was just humming and vibrating, and a lot of other health troubles. So here's, go ahead. They had the low frequency noise infrasound as well, and Rick James is the acoustician that did some measurements there. They finally couldn't stay in their house. They tried to do the basement, the garage, ended up going in a tent. Can you imagine? Slept in a tent until, for quite a while, until the company bought them out. And they had at this point managed to get some turbines, I think 5 shut down. So the noise was still bad outside, but it was the least of 2 evils, if you like. And now, as of June, go ahead. This is very poignant and sad for me because there's an empty mailbox sitting there, and she can't talk about it anymore. And it hurts. It hurts her. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Robin, for that sobering discussion.